What's up, guys? Adam Palmer here, and I just got another question coming down the pipe, and this one is, what are some warning signs that your freelancer needs to be replaced? So I think that the luxury of being a client and being able to hire freelancers means that there's a lot of different places to be able to pull different talent from. And with a lot of jobs, what I like to do is sometimes hire a couple different freelancers for one job. And so I think a good way of judging performance is how they stack up against someone basically doing the exact same thing that they are. Because maybe the problem is you and you didn't make the right directions or didn't get the right information. And so that was preventing them from doing their job. So if you hire two people to do one job, like let's say, oh, I need someone to make thumbnails or I need someone to make a reel. And if you give the same instructions and if you have a standard operating procedure for these people, then it gives you the luxury of being able to compare apples to apples. Because sometimes, again, it could be your fault. I've seen a lot of clients on these platforms that aren't professional freelance hirers, right? Like they don't do this for a living. And sometimes you need to learn from those mistakes and be able to provide better instructions or, make sure that you're maybe simplifying those instructions, because a lot of times I see people just dumping on freelancers like a million different things, and then they get on their case about like, oh, not prioritizing correctly and stuff like that, which ultimately should be your responsibility as a client to be able to make sure that you are prioritizing the tasks correctly, that you're simplifying them for the clients or for the freelancers correctly. And that way, I think a good way of solving this is to hire multiple freelancers for that one job. And I think once you get dialed in more with the hiring process and working with freelancers, then maybe you can scale that back because you're more confident in your directions, and you can basically know right away, like, okay, it's them, it's not me. But some other warning signs early on are just like missing dates, not listening, doing the right thing, not being available. Not being available is a big one because they should be available. I mean, there's plenty of different ways to communicate these days. And just, if you feel, it needs to be somewhat of a gut feeling also. Like if you feel like they're not really understanding what they need to do, then you got to make a move quickly. Again, the luxury of having platforms like Upwork and Freelancer or Fiverr and all these things is that you can hire so quickly. You need to be kind of quick to hire and also quick to fire, because if they're not performing well, again, hopefully you have a backup, but you shouldn't waste time, money, and resources on someone that's not good. There's plenty of talent out there. So you need to get someone that will work properly with your organization. And again, you need to also limit the possibility that it's your fault why this freelancer is not performing well, because I've seen it a lot of times where it is the client's fault. So hopefully you can apply some of that information, and thank you so much for the question.